Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I am Sunique, and over the Christmas period, of course, I treated myself to a few things. Now, this is the Shimmering Veil Tarot by Cilla Conway, and I already had this deck. I've got a few decks by Cilla Conway. So yeah, this is the Shimmering Veil. Yeah, it's the one with the two Fools. And I had the Old Gods Tarot, which I have actually passed on because I wasn't really getting along with that deck. Anyway, I also have the Divas of Creation, but I decided, as Cilla's brought out her final deck, they've got 5 decks. What have we got? See, I live next door to a fire station, pretty much, so we do get sirens now and then. I apologise. Anyway, this is the last deck that Cilla has decided to produce. She's still going to produce artwork, but not decks. Now, although I've got the Divas of Creation, what I didn't realise was there's another deck called the Mult-Dimensional Divas, which I didn't have. And as I really like this sort of artwork, I thought I'd treat myself to this one as well. So, yeah, I have 2 decks to show today. Excited or what? Must be Christmas. So, yeah, Christmas has come and gone. Pretty much going to go back to normal now. Where are we to? As I'm filming this, it is the 3rd of January. Okay, so the Mult-Dimensional Divas, an oracle deck, and this one, the Oracle of the Future. So Cilla has stated that they're not going to produce any more decks. They're going to still produce artwork, but not actual decks. So we have the Shimmering Veil Tarot, the Intuitive Tarot, the Old Gods Tarot. We have Divas of Creation, now the Mult-Dimensional Divas, and the very last deck here is the Oracle of the Future. They've also done the Byzantine Tarot with John Matthews. Okay, so I have the Intuitive Tarot, the Shimmering Veil Tarot, the Mult-Dimensional Divas now, Oracle of the Future, and the Divas of Creation. Those are the decks that I own and treasure, because this artwork is just sublime. And anyway, I want to get into it actually. Stop waffling, let's get into it. So this is the box. It's got a thumb cutout. This is raised. Beautiful gold embossed. Is it embossed? I think that's the word. Same on the side actually, and the back. Beauty. And let's see what it says on the back of the Mult-Dimensional. The long-awaited companion deck to the Divas of Creation. Oh, it's a companion deck. So the Mult-Dimensional Divas is a 48 card set that takes you on a journey into the simplest of dimensions, a dot in the void, through the increasing complexity of the 2nd to 10th dimensions, into the unimaginable illumination of the 11th, which is cosmic consciousness. If you have ever wished you could explore the higher dimensions, here's where you can begin. Like the Divas of Creation, the Mult-Dimensional Divas explore the different creative energies that underpin our universe. In this deck, the focus is on the different dimensions and the qualities needed now and in the future, such as trust, perception, stillness, and authenticity. Shadow energies like hubris and greed are depicted, while other global issues, for instance climate change and the global pandemic, have become so acute that it is possible the Divas themselves are finally taking a hand, forcing us to look at real solutions. Thus, in the final cards, we are offered an alternative to our current paradigm and the ways we could renew our humanity and our world, how to heal the earth, move up into the higher dimensions, and be introduced to future generations. We are offered a glimpse into the possible human, and finally move through into a space we might seek out, wonder about, or run from through the veil. So we have 48 cards, each an artwork in its own right, a 129-page book with information on how to work with the Divas and detailed interpretations of the cards. And this is 2021, so just after the pandemic. Oh, this is absolutely beautiful. It feels so soft and lush. Oh, okay, so we've got a cardboard cutout. This is the back. And it says the Mult-Dimensional Divas has been created as a companion deck to the Divas of Creation, although the two decks can be used independently. While the Divas of Creation looks at creation in its entirety, the Mult-Dimensional Divas delves into the 11 dimensions of consciousness, inviting us to explore the wonders of the multidimensional universe, from the first unidimensional dot to the unimaginable complexity of cosmic consciousness. Thereafter, we encounter the essence of angelic and devic energies, aspects of creation such as vibrations, deep magic, trust, synchronicity, manifestation, and life force. We meet the children of tomorrow and encounter humanity's highest vision. Along the way, the cards look at shadow energies and the serious health and environmental crises facing Earth. They offer us a clear reflection of ourselves and the world, and the challenges facing us today and into the future. It is 129 pages there. It says for Jamie. Yeah, the Book of Dead Oracle as well. I do have that. That's amazing. First published 2021. We have some quotes. And then the contents page. What or who are the Divas? I first came into awareness of Divas through my crystal work when I was studying crystal therapy for 2 years with an amazing teacher in Devon. And that's when I first started to connect to the Divas. So we have a little bit of background here on Divas, connecting through the land, the Diva workshops. Yeah, a lot of background here. Multidimensional, environmental. Are the Divas now taking a hand? We have an overview here of the deck and how it's split. So we have them split into, I think, 6 cards each, possibly. Yeah, 6 cards in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sections. And where to find them in the book. Okay, and then we're into the explanations of the cards. So the background to the card, and then a suggested interpretation and a place to actually put your own notes there. So after card 48, then we get how to use the cards of the Divas deck. We have an example reading here as well, which is very useful. And then some spreads. And then appendix. So appendix 1 is the Divas and the quantum realms. Appendix 2 is the fallen angels. We see the devil here from the shimmering veil tower. We have a story in appendix 3 about the 2 wolves. A personal note is appendix 4. There's the fall from the intuitive tower. And then what do we have? Okay, a book and video list to recommend we read or watch. Okay. As always, a lot of research has gone into this deck, as with the other decks. Okay, so we have cardboard cutout in the box. These are the backs. Let's take them out of the cellophane wrap. There's a gold etching. Nice. Yeah, these are the backs. All this energy radiating out. Beautiful. And we start with the first dimension. Let's put it there. Okay, there's the first dimension and the numbers at the bottom here. Yes, you can see they are beautiful artworks, and they will be obviously a lot larger, condensed down to card form. So I can sort of understand why Cilla has decided not to do cards anymore, because imagine what the actual artworks look like and how you could sort of immerse yourself into the energy of them. You can see the brush strokes in the paintings as well. This for a portal. Ow. Now they go from one to another like a journey through the realms here. Stunning. That's the picture on the front. Very intuitive artwork as well. Very energetic. Colour also used really effectively to conjure up that feeling we get when we look at the cards. You can see how this is the companion deck. It's very similar. It's so good for visualization. Because sometimes we read about these sort of concepts, but to actually imagine what they look like, this really helps, doesn't it? Seeing somebody else's interpretations of those dimensions and energies. And then we can access those, to access those energies ourselves. I mean, if you just compare, you can see just how the use of colour and line and texture helps us to intuitively travel into these cards and bring away a message that can't always be put into words, you know. And I think that's the beauty of really good artwork. It triggers a feeling in us that we can't really explain with words. Wow. You can almost feel the texture, can't you, on that one? Okay, so those are the cards. Let's just choose one randomly and read the guidebook entry. So here we have card 22. This is manifestation. A richly garbed figure rests in a meditative pose against what could be a green and cerise carpet. The patterns of the carpet are almost symmetrical, though not quite. That not quite perfection allows the figure to connect through to the creative energies in the universe and weave the fabric of her or his dreams. There are many myths about perfection in weaving, Persians and Navajo, so that all carpet should contain imperfections to acknowledge that only God can create perfection. Manifestation is a term that means bringing something into reality from a dream or a fervent wish. There are many books on the subject, so you can experiment to discover what method suits you. Most say that you need to clarify your vision first. However, if you find that impossible, don't panic. Allow yourself to dream about what will give you joy, something that might mean a blissful life. Give yourself time. Often we have to grow into the vision, and sometimes the world itself needs to change before your dream can manifest. Note your focus should not centre around money. If you love what you end up doing, the money will follow. And believe me, it does. The next step, and equally important, is to take physical steps to manifest the dream. You're not a passive recipient here, you're an active partner. So, for instance, if you'd like to retrain for a new career, start to research where courses are held and attend open days. If you can, talk to tutors and students. If your soul's desire is to move to a foreign country, book a ticket there and start looking at specific areas. Call this a reality check, as you might dislike the place. Whatever happens, we will be given what our soul needs, and not what we think we want. It will be something that transforms us as we grow. And then we have suggested interpretations for the card. So this card is about infinite potential, your highest dreams. When this card appears, it's time to envision what your soul is yearning for. You may have dreams you consider impossible, but as I was once told, if the dream is real, logic doesn't enter into it. Recognize that you are intrinsically a creative part of the conscious universe and that you are an expression of that consciousness. As you channel your vision into the creative energies around you, they re-emerge as a unique expression of yourself. Nevertheless, your vision can and probably will metamorphose as it manifests. So don't be surprised if you find that it takes you somewhere completely unexpected. It may be different, but it will almost certainly fit you better. And there's a correlation between this one and card 18, which is synchronicity. So there's a cross-reference there as well. So yeah, there's a quick look at the multi-dimensional Devas, the 11 dimensions of creation. Now then, the Oracle of the Future is a warning. So meditations on a new paradigm. And yeah, again, Cilla does tend to do this, an overview of the deck inside the box. I think most of them do that. There you go, the Shimmering Veil does it as well. So we start with the liminal, tomorrow's world, then the liminal realms, then the consciousness on Earth, the quantum realms, and a new paradigm. So again, this is in sections. It's a two-part box this time. Yeah, the cards are in two piles with a ribbon in between. The booklet, again, it's got this beautiful, in this case, silver embossing technique. All right, so this is the back. Isn't it gorgeous? Holographic. Oracle of the Future. This is 2024. These are the other publications. Some thoughts, so yeah, different quotes actually, and then we have the contents page, heading into the unknown, the liminal realms, Oracle of the changing world, Oracle of quantum physics, look at this, shadow knowledge, the search for connection. Yeah, again, we've got the sections here. So in fives, okay. And then we have the interpretations of each card, how to use the deck, an introductory reading, a client reading, so an example of a reading there, a reading about divorce. And then again, we've got a book and video list that are recommended and some acknowledgements. It's 110 pages. So let's look at the deck. Okay, inside the box we have two ribbons. Yeah. The earth will survive in one way or another until the sun burns itself out, although the inhabitants of our miraculous pale blue dot will have ceased to exist many areas prior to that. In the meantime, though, in our own very different ways, we will no doubt continue to search for the alchemical marriage of body, spirit and soul. But in that marriage, we must now include the earth and all its inhabitants. Can we manage to do that? Can we grow enough in the time we have? Deep questions. So as I say, these come in sections and they can be quite challenging, I think, because it's a wake-up call, really. They're quite glossy cards, but not overly glossy. These are the backs. Okay, we start with Earth in Peril. So the Earth we're used to looking at through space images does not look like that, but it's in peril, and so, yeah, environmentally at risk. And we start with power and greed. Tanks, barren landscape, and someone making money from this awful, awful scenario. There's a lot of money to be made in war, isn't there? 1.3, the rise of the oceans, and that is really prevalent. It's getting more and more, occurring more and more. 1.4, sixth mass extinction. Spraying. People are really concerned now about what the planes overhead are doing. Rightly so. Pollution. Climate change. Refugees. Pandemic. Artificial intelligence. The shadow. So as you can see, these are all the warning cards, and I'm going to have to admit this, I'm not feeling very well right now. This has caused my stomach to actually react in a very negative way. But I'm going to carry on, because hopefully there is hope. Okay, so into the liminal. And we've got a bridge here between our world and liminal space, that in-between place. Sleep and dreaming, where we can access the liminal. Books and reading, we can educate ourselves. And it does take us into a liminal space, doesn't it, reading? Creativity, that's another way to access the liminal. Wow, this is really cool. You know, you've got your music, you've got your art, you've got your journaling or book writing. Meditation, another way to access. Earth awareness. Shamanic journeying. Hallucinogens, not something I would do, but I see the interpretation there. Near-death experience. Portal to consciousness. Consciousness. Water creatures. Land creatures. Insects and spiders. Arachnids, butterflies. Trees, moss, lichen, very much like Dartmoor. That's the energy of Dartmoor for me. fungi, algae, slime molds, microbes and viruses. Gates of perception. Reframing. By the by, I'm starting to feel better. Isn't it amazing how imagery can affect us? Okay, we're into the fourth now, which is the quantum realms. Quantum uncertainty. Quantum particles. Quantum spin. Quantum entanglement. Quantum coherence. And quantum tunneling. DNA strands, it feels like. Quantum consciousness. And here we go with a new paradigm. Earth looking a lot better. Birth. Life. Almost like a kaleidoscope, isn't it? Death. Children of the future. The difference. Marriage of body, soul and spirit. Unity consciousness. And reconnection. Wow. Okay. That's just, yeah, amazing. Okay, so let's see what Cilla has to say about artificial intelligence. Quite interesting to see the viewpoint there. Here we see an android which seems to have lost its arms and an eye. The poor creature hasn't been treated too well and it's in its life. It was a sex android. Oh my days. Okay. Purchased to provide gratification for an agalmatophilic man who ultimately found that this android didn't work as well as his old silicon Barbie. Wow, okay. This image, only a few months old, is already completely out of date, at least as far as the technological developments are concerned. They are moving so fast, it's difficult to keep up, even for the developers themselves. AI has been creating ripples since 2020, but it was only in late 2022 that everyone began to realise its true remit. Apparently, this new generative AI converts everything into text, and the technology is now really worrying. It can generate imagery cold from the internet without permission, but it can also take video, images, text and voiceovers and generate new coverage that is indistinguishable from reality. Lawmakers are, of course, trying to pass laws to protect copyright, but very little can be done now. The stable door is open and the horse is long gone. Research labs have been warning about the potential perils of the technology, but we will only realise the main dangers when we hear about the results. But from now on, we will not be able to trust what we read, hear or see, particularly on the internet. You might point out that this has long been the case, but now even face and voice recognition can be cloned. The aim of many of these AI companies is to create an artificial general intelligence that can think and learn more efficiently than humans. Most have seen scary films of androids that have developed self-awareness and become megalomaniac. That still seems to be in the realms of science fiction, but the neural networks, the computing paradigms behind AI, can already teach themselves to spot patterns, which has major implications for our search engines and, not too far into the future, our own lives. If you are concerned, try the links opposite and any others that have become available in the meantime. And there we have some links here. Suggested interpretations. A need to think for yourself. Intelligence, empathy and awareness versus digital calculation and logic. AI used for good or ill. Truth versus falsehood. AI is changing the world very fast and not necessarily for the better. We will find that our ability to discern truth from fiction will be tested to the utmost. Even videos can be faked to duplicate your appearance and voice. As for tarot and oracles, our online AI reader won't be psychic in the way that some humans are, but it will have an enormous database of interpretations immediately accessible. I have placed quote marks around intelligence, as this technology is far from using its own intelligence. Without some human writing the script, they are still only sophisticated calculating machines. Still, the technological capabilities of AI are expanding by the day. And who's to say that in the future AI won't generate a form of consciousness? It'll be artificial consciousness, not what we might think or consider real. But that's not a moot point, as we still can't describe consciousness for ourselves. Oh, wow. So yeah, it's a very thought-provoking deck, meant to be, and Cilla's fantastic artwork. Fantastic artwork. So yeah, those are the two decks that I've accumulated over Christmas. There is another one, but I'll do a separate video on that, which is a Kickstarter that came in. However, life is calling at the moment, so I can't do that right now. I'm running out of time. But yeah, I hope you got something from this walk through these two decks. They are challenging decks, so I seem to be going for challenging decks lately. But that's how growth comes, isn't it? And how can AI compete with that? I don't think so. Just my opinion. Anyway, for the time being, take care of yourselves. I wish you everyone the best, and for now and the future. Until the next time, friends. Bye now. Bye.